Hi, welcome to another episode of Silver Fox Scotland. Now, tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m, with much fanfare, much trumpeting, and I suspect an awful lot of sighs of relief, the Glen Sannox will eventually set sail for the first time. It will, of course, only have half the number of people on board that it should have because the car deck is broken and they can't walk on the decks outside because they're broken. Half the toilets don't work. Guarantee that the catering facilities won't be up to scratch, and I will put a bet on this. It's supposed to set sail at 6:30. Guarantee it doesn't. I bet it's late. Now, this in itself is a terrible ship. We know it's set foot in the water. You know, it was launched into the water in 2017 with painted on windows because they hadn't done that, with nothing working, and with an engine that's so bad they've never got it to work. And the only way they can fix the gas turbine engine for the liquid natural gas is to basically half unbuild the ship to get into the area where the engine is, replace all the parts at great expense, and then rebuild it. And so it's running on a diesel engine, but not a diesel engine designed for a ship that big. So the diesel engine is having to run at full pace. It's throwing out more toxic gases into the atmosphere than the ferry it replaced. And because this engine's constantly running at full pace, maintenance is going to be an issue, and it's going to break ever so quickly. So yeah, no thanks. I won't be going on that ship. Don't think many will. You know, very risky. Glug, 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 if you get my drift. But bad as this one is, way overpriced, way over budget, way over time, should have been serviced 8 years ago, it is nonetheless setting sail. But, bada bing, not from Ardrossan where it's supposed to, because Ardrossan can't handle it. When they designed it, again, the SNP, with their micromanaging of every aspect, failed to realise that the changes they've put in this had made the boat unsuitable for Ardrossan Harbour. They've now got to rebuild the harbour to take this boat. You couldn't make it up. But this is half the problem. It's all the micromanaging. I learnt recently that during the build phase, and when all the paperwork was going back and forth into the SNP, if something came in the wrong coloured folder, it was immediately rejected, sent back with a note saying, please put this in the blue folder rather than the red folder. Blue folder means this and red folder means something else. They weren't even reading it. They were just sending it back because it was in the wrong folder. Or, and literally true, they'd used the wrong type of paperclip, and therefore the papers were at risk of coming apart. And rather than just going, just putting a bigger paperclip on it in the office, they sent it back. It's no wonder this thing is so overpriced, late, and etc. But when it does set sail, it will do so, of course, from Troon. And so instead of taking 50 minutes to get across onto Arran, it's going to take about an hour and a half. So a much longer journey, using much more fuel. And nobody has thought to do anything about Ardrossan Harbour because they don't know what to do. They are literally falling over themselves with pointing the finger of blame at everyone else. It's the Tories, it's Brexit, it's aliens. The one thing it isn't is a whole series of SNP transport ministers who don't know what they're doing. The latest idiot in charge, of course, is the fan of Greg's, you know. She does not have a clue, old Fiona, and she just sits there and she's very silent on the matter. And she was asked, what are you going to do about Ardrossan? And, well, silence came there, you know, no answer at all. She hasn't got a clue. She hasn't got the funding, hasn't got the money. And so she's sitting there, I don't know. And dear sweet Fiona Hislop, a woman of very limited talents, is sitting now with a white elephant that's finally in the water, that won't sail on time, that won't go from the right port, and that she cannot sort out the issue. Totally beyond her. Ho-hum. You're a braver man than I am, Gunga Din, if you want to get on that boat. Thanks a lot. Bye.